And welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I am your host as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the award-winning Fan Show. Thank you all for joining me here at the home of football and nonsense, where everyone's a fan of something, and we have got something for every fan. Specifically this one, we're still live and on location from the lovely Founders Inn at Virginia Beach, but this one is for you Wisconsin fans out there. That's right, I had not one, not two, not three, but four Wisconsin boys of the group called the Wisconsin Boys. Team Wisconsin is here. We have four special guests, special players, characters, and personalities that we got to know earlier today, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. Richard Zachow, Jesse Bernhardt, Mikey Bernal, and Jordan Endries all joined me, and they were a hoot. So, don't take my word for it. Here we go. Enjoy a very special player spotlight featuring the boys from Wisconsin. All right, from the lovely Founders Inn, as you can hear the background music behind me, and it's a beautiful morning here. I'm here with the other Richard at AFE, Richard Zachow. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Now, you're one of the Wisconsin boys. What does that mean?
Oh, we like to, be a good group and hang out. I don't know, maybe drink a little bit, too much, but other than that, we do pretty good stuff together.
You said little bit and too much all in the same breath. So I guess the first thing we need to know this morning is, is it a little or is it too much? Is there a medium?
Yeah, we chill before the game, but after the game we like to turn it up a little bit. But
And how do you guys turn it up?
Last one standing, I guess. That's what we do.
The first night there was the I'm going to call it icebreaker team building exercise, the dance off. And since you guys like to turn it up, I mean, did we see all the best dance moves from you guys yet, or
at
least
no,
from you? No,
definitely not.
No. What brings you back to AFE? Because I assume this is not your first rodeo.
Oh no, I think this is my fourth event, and I love every single one of them. They're great. Just to get together with the guys, like you said, Team Wisconsin. We got 5 or 6 guys here from Wisconsin, and it's awesome to get together with them guys, and then the guys that are out of state. It's cool to get together with them because you talk to them throughout the year, even if we're not playing football, we're still talking. So it's kind of cool. We're on a couple guys are on a Facebook join chat, so we talk all year leading up to this now. So it's.
I've been around a lot of football, and a lot of people talk about, football being, Texas is the football capital of the world, or there's a lot of football happening in Florida. We're in Virginia Beach right now, and for AFE to have, 15 different states represented, and I'm sitting here looking at 4 guys from one. What does football mean in Wisconsin?
It's big in Wisconsin. We like to play together. It's like just to have the camaraderie, to get together to play the game that we love to play. It's another opportunity to play football, and we all love doing it. So,
would you say you give Texas a run for their money?
Ooh, I don't know about that. They're we might. I don't know. Maybe.
We could have a war battle between North and South football rules. For you and AFE, though, obviously coming to multiple events, what is it that you're looking to take away from AFE, though, this time around in Virginia Beach?
Like I said, the team events that we go to, like the charities and stuff like that, giving back to the community, I think it's awesome. That's probably the biggest reason I keep on coming back, because I like hanging out with, the kids and the people that don't get to enjoy people every day, They see us as, NFL players, and we're just normal people just playing football, So it's cool to give back to the community.
This is the first time that you guys will be playing each other. And for you, what does that mean as far as, because you come from a place where obviously football is family in Wisconsin, but I don't know how many times you guys play each other. I imagine growing up, maybe the neighborhood block got together and you played against your friends and your neighbors. So maybe this is like what you're more used to than any other type of competition. But what's Saturday going to be like for you?
Another football game. It doesn't matter who lines up against me. I'm going at them. So it's another football game.
As far as the your fellow Wisconsin folk here, what's it mean to play against them?
We played against each other back home, so it's not going to be any different. It's going to be fun. We're going to hit each other, and after the game, we're going to drink together. So that's all. That's all that matters.
You give them a little extra on the field?
Oh no,
no,
maybe.
You guys are all pointing at each other. For AFE to bring you guys all together at different locations, Virginia Beach, Costa Rica, Texas, Mexico, I don't know how many of those events that you've been a part of, if you plan on being a part of the next one, but what's it mean to have this, all over internationally as well?
I think it's pretty cool because myself, I like to travel. I want to be around. Like I didn't get to do that too much when I was younger, and I always wanted to do it. Now football is giving me the chance to be able to travel the world, all over the place, and it's cool to see different states and stuff like that. Even when we went to Mexico, I've never been out of the United States before, and that's pretty cool to see that. So,
Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh. Yeah, that is a good one.
I just put everyone on the spot here.
I like Brett Favre. He's a great competitor. He played hurt all the time. He knew he was a good guy, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't take as many risks as Brett Favre did, but he's an awesome quarterback too. So,
are you going to feel any differently about Rodgers when he goes and eventually plays for the Vikings?
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know.
I had Chicago picked a few years back before they got Mitch Trubisky. I was just like, he might not play for the Vikings, but I bet he ends up playing for Chicago. What is it life after football look like for you?
Oh, I got a family back home. It's hanging out with them, being a part of their lives more, and I love fishing too. So fishing, hunting, stuff like that. So teach them how to do that. And
so outdoors, backyard football.
Yep. Oh yeah, teach them the sport of teach them everything. Anything I can, I'm going to teach my kids how to do. So.
Well, hey man, I'm going to be on the call this weekend, so I look forward to seeing you guys play, and I've appreciated and enjoyed doing these interviews. So
yeah,
good luck
thanks
to
for
you
having me.
Man. All right, next up is Jesse Bernhardt, another Wisconsin boy. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good there. How's it going with you?
I don't know if you guys are trying to have Wisconsin accents or if it just comes natural.
No, I mean, that one I kind of tried, but just trying to have a little bit of fun,
Which is good because that's why you're here for AFE or maybe something else. What is it about AFE for you?
Oh, well, this is my 7th or 8th event. I'm not going to say one of the originals, but I've been with it for a couple of years, Jordan and I. And, yeah, I just probably 2.5 years ago kind of gave it a shot. Coach Burns I played for him. He was the defensive coordinator for an all-star game I played in. And he kind of asked me about this opportunity and kind of went with it. And it's been like a romance story ever since with the whole organization. My first game was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, about a little over 2 years ago. And had a great game, great experience. Haven't looked back since. So
that's good to hear. And you said 7th or 8th. Yeah. So yesterday, one of the guys I interviewed, this is going to be their 8th event. Nobody had beaten that yet. So I'm wondering if 8th's the most without being a coach out there, or how many possible there are.
I think there's been 8 total. Before AFE, it was AAFE. And it just molded into AFE Team USA around 2.5 years ago.
Fair enough. All right. So 8's the number. We talked to a rookie yesterday, someone who's only been here 3-4 times. For you, though, seeing as many events as you have, what makes each one unique or special?
Well, first of all, it's the guys. We always try to split up, try to get half veterans, half rookies, and then we just try to kind of keep that rolling. And some guys really love the experience. I'm sure most people do love the experience, but some guys really like it, and they just want to keep on coming back and coming back and coming back. And we always try to introduce new guys, and we hope that they kind of absorb what we're throwing to them, and hopefully that they have the best football experience that they've ever had in their career.
Now, of course, Mr. Zachow and I talked about Wisconsin way of life in football, and he said that it might rival Texas in their way of life with football. How do you feel about football in Wisconsin?
I think Texas is like a whole nother animal when it comes to football, and that's just plain Jane. That's how it is. But Wisconsin Knights, we do take football very seriously. We do have some very good leagues up in like semi-pro leagues in Wisconsin, and we are a pretty respected state when it comes to football. But like I said, I don't think that we really touch toes with Texas when it comes to football.
If there's a game where it's Wisconsin All-Stars against Texas All-Stars, are you there?
I'd be there. It would just be a fun time, especially if it was involved with AFE. No, the Texas guys that we have on our team they're right with us when it comes to having a good time and performance on and off the field kind of stuff. So it's pretty fun.
You guys ever mix it up north as far as you take a break from ice fishing and then you play a game of football out there on the ice?
Oh, geez.
I feel like
I
that's
can't remember.
Sports.
That's pretty extreme. No, we're not to that point yet, but I like where your head's at with that one. Zachow and I will take some notes down, definitely, and we'll try to get something going maybe this upcoming winter. And we'll send you some videos and stuff, so don't worry about that.
I don't know if I want to be responsible for that creation.
Oh, well, you already started it.
I'm going to get some angry emails.
I doubt that. I don't think you'll get any angry emails.
It'll probably be like, you're a genius. I don't know. That's
probably.
Scary but fun. For you guys to be here in Virginia Beach doing this, I mean, I know that it's kind of like a vacation for you, but it's also, like Coach G said, it's a business trip. What business are you here to take care of?
Oh, geez. So I would probably say the first like five or six events, I was Mr. Business. Like up until the game, I did everything by the book, and I was so concentrated at all times, and I was stressed out and concentrated, and we would play great. We would win most times, and after the game, we let loose. Well, Vegas. Oh, we played in Vegas a couple months ago, and that was the first ever trip where I kind of like enjoyed myself a little bit beforehand, and that's all about the experience, and I like that a little bit more. It's like, why come to these beautiful locations and not kind of like soak it in and enjoy yourself the whole time that you're here?
So you were the guy that if Coach is saying, all right, let's wrap it up for practice at 10:54, you're like, hey, we're not supposed to break until 10:55.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say that. I don't think I'd ever question that. But yeah, I'm always a guy that likes to get work in and make sure that as long as we get the work in, we can cut it early. That's fine. As long as we're at where we're supposed to be on that day, that's perfectly fine. But no, I'm all about the X's and O's and just making sure everything's running smooth, especially for the team that I play for.
Tell me your experience with Coach G and what you think it is that makes people so, like yourself, so drawn to him as far as what makes him a successful.
Well, I think first and foremost, more than a coach, he's a motivator. Like he wants to turn people not just into better football players, but into better people and fathers and brothers and sons and stuff. So he tries to develop a work ethic into you, and he really wants to see your full potential, and some people's full potential doesn't come out until you play for Coach G or Coach Burns. So I think that's one thing that actually both those guys have really going for them.
Yeah, you stopped yourself there when you said brothers and sisters. Oh. There is the women, though. I mean, so technically.
Oh, yeah, but you're not somebody's sister.
No, well, Jordan might be.
Jordan. Yeah, definitely Jordan. And then when they coached the women's team, too, so I'm not technically wrong, I guess.
Sorry, I saw an opportunity. I'll probably pay for that later.
Yeah.
When it comes to Saturday, you guys, 4 of you from Wisconsin, you've played against each other, and now you guys are going to do that on a much bigger stage with the All-American Bowl. What's that going to be like for you?
It'll be fun. I mean, I got Mikey on my team. He's my quarterback, unfortunately, but it's no. I love Mikey. I played with all these guys in some kind of semi-pro league back home, whether it's for one team or another, and I'm glad I'm not going to be going against Zachow or Tyler. You know, all those guys are some pretty rough football players on the defensive side. So, yeah, I think Brandon, he's a fullback, and I might get a chance to hit him a time or two. But besides that, I mean, it's going to be a fun, competitive game. Both teams are pretty leveled up when it comes just visually seeing the talent, you know. So it should be a dogfight, that's for sure.
And what are you hoping to come away with? Like, if you had to say, I want this feeling at the end of game day on Saturday.
Well, I want all my limbs on my body, which would be cool, and I want no pain injuries, and if I do, I'm going to drown them in Pabst Blue Ribbon. So we'll see with that. Yeah, I mean, I want everybody to come out of it healthy for sure, and because we're just this is a step trying to gear up for the Lone Star Bowl. So
yeah, it's kind of a tune-up in a special way for you guys, pitting each other against each other. And it's something that I'm really intrigued by and very excited to see and be on the call for. And I think that you guys are here. You're in the right mindset now that you've gotten a full 24 hours. You've shaken everything off, and you've gotten back into the rhythm of things. So over, under for Coach G yelling at you guys today for the longer practice. You think I think he yelled at you like 3 or 4 times. Let's say 5 is the over, under today.
I'll take the under.
Take the under?
Yeah, I'll take the under because when he talks, we listen and usually apply it. So if we had a really bad practice yesterday, and I think it was just his offense and defense, not the national team, because we actually I think we had a okay practice. We got a lot of X's and O's down. So it all depends on how that American team practices today, in my opinion.
All right, well, he is Jesse Bernhardt, part of Team Wisconsin for Team USA and the American football events. Good luck Saturday.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, at the Founders Inn, I'm here with another quarterback, Mikey Bernal. How you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and move the mic a little bit closer to you. There we go. Perfect. Let's hear that beautiful Wisconsin voice.
Right.
Another member of the, is it Team Wisconsin or the Wisconsin crew? Like, what's your guys' official name that you travel with?
We play with a little bit of both. You know,
Pack
it's
of Badgers.
whatever the mood is. You know, if we're hungover or if we're tired or we're hungover.
For you guys, it's been a real treat to get to talk to each one of you because although you guys are clearly here, you know, to have a good time, you know, on the field and off the field, it's also about spending time with your brothers from other mothers. Right. And what does football and family, as far as a family like this, mean to you? Like, how big of a part of your life is it?
Very big, actually. Everyone in my family has pretty much played, including my sister.
Including your sister?
Yeah, she used to pad up with us in the yard back in the day, and, you know, we didn't have a lot of stuff, but, you know, we had enough to keep ourselves busy. And growing up with brothers and sisters, you had to make do with what you had. So,
what position on the football field was she?
She played some D-line. You know, she had the ball. She ran you over. If you had the ball, she made you pay for it.
So I was hoping that you were going to say quarterback because then I was going to ask the guys here, you know, which Bernal would they want as their quarterback, you or the sister? But if she was D lineman, how many times did she sack you?
She put a couple good hits in for me. You know, that was kind of payback time, you know. So,
what number event will this be Saturday for you?
This will be my third.
Third, okay. Yep. So not quite a rookie. You've got a few under your belt, and clearly, you know, it's enough to keep you coming back. If the Wisconsin crew wasn't together coming, is it enough to still get you to come back, though, yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to, you know, when you got some guys with you, you know, it kind of, you know, makes it a little more comfortable. But, you know, once you get here and get to know and get to meet the guys, the group that they've put together is a very homely, very family, you know. That uneasiness goes away real quick, or that shyness, or whatever you want to call it, for lack of a better example. So,
How tough is it to be a quarterback for Coach G?
Not too hard. I mean, as having been a coordinator, quarterback, and all that stuff. I mean, you have what you see, and some of the best coaches find ways to bridge that gap and work together with you to understand you and get the most out of you.
That's fair. So this weekend, you guys play against each other. Team USA split up, American National. How do you feel about going up against the guys that you had breakfast with or watched a football movie with last night and hang out with?
You hope they like you enough not to kill you, but
they're going to try.
There's a little extra loving in there when they take you down.
Does it present a new challenge as a quarterback? Because these guys aren't they're not a team that watched film on you. They're a team that probably knows you, your personality, and be like, yeah, I know what he's going to do next.
Yeah. Well, you learn very quickly that you can prepare as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to, recognize and adapt as quickly as possible, and sometimes trust your guns and trust the guys around you, and not necessarily worry about what you can't control, but execute what you can and what you know.
For you guys, as far as the Team Wisconsin, I'll ask you now, what does it mean as far as being a football culture in Wisconsin, and now you're hanging out here with not only your friends and family from back home, but converging with your AFE family? How big of a role does that play?
Well, growing up, actually, we started out in Texas. Fell in love with the game. It was all baseball at first, and that kind of inspired a true love for the game, and how they loved and appreciated it. And being a football family, we all kind of embraced it all at once. We said we all used to play in the yard, so we kind of learned to fall in love with the game first before you kind of fall in love with the glory of the game, which can kind of change how you appreciate it, I guess.
And do you have a military background? You look like you do, but
no. We were very strictly raised, and well beaten as children. So we learned a certain level of respect and love and appreciation for everyone around us, and what you get growing up, and
So, as a kid who was raised in a very strict football family, instead of spankings, you got burpees. All right, 10 burpees, let's do it. Yeah. I want to see that chest hit the ground.
Right. We had a list of chores, and you knew when mom and dad were serious.
Oh boy,
it was time to get it done.
What are you hoping to take away from this weekend?
Well, with every event, you meet a few guys, you get to know them a little bit better, and you make a few more memories. Having played for so long, you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you take those moments a little more to heart than you used to. And when you take them for granted, thinking, there's another day.
When I talked to Jordan, and he said that Team Wisconsin was coming down, and I said, "Oh, what should I be afraid?" He's like, "Only if you go drinking with us."
Right? Yeah.
I told him, I said, "Do I have a choice in this?" He's like, "You probably don't."
No.
Well, how important is it for you guys to have fun at these? I'm not saying that they're not designed to have fun.
Right.
I just mean that you guys have a schedule. You have Coach G, who is strict on that schedule. But then you guys have your free time. You're obviously in different locations. Mm-hmm. You're in Virginia Beach now. So what does it mean to have fun outside the actual fun and taking advantage of where you are?
Well, the more comfortable you are with each other, the easier it is to communicate, and the more you understand people, the more you kind of appreciate who they are, where they come from, and it just bridges that gap a lot quicker and easier. And like I said, the more comfortable you are with the people around you, the easier it is to communicate and work together.
Yeah, I get that. What thought have you given to life after football? You see yourself coaching, or?
Well, I've for a number of years now, I've been kind of 1 foot in playing and 1 foot coaching, and it drives my girlfriend nuts, but it's 24/7 football, and I work to pay the bills and cover fun stuff like this, and helmets and shoulder pads and stuff for not only myself, but the guys that I'm fortunate enough to play with.
Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre?
I would have to take Brett Favre to begin with, but Aaron Rodgers is a very close second. Take inspiration from both. Both are very good at what they do, and they show you a different light from different direction.
Their careers have been very similar yet very different. Both of them, as of right now for Aaron, only the one Super Bowl, but yet they're staples. They kind of, you were either a Brett Favre generation or Aaron Rodgers generation. We were kind of caught in between, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like you said. But a lot of people, I feel, respected Favre more because he never missed a game. I mean, I heard stories about him being out there with popsicle sticks and duct tape to his thumb or different fingers. And I'm not saying that Aaron's injuries haven't been merited. I mean, he broke his collarbone, in that one game against the Vikings. But is there something to be said about the toughness and grit of a player, whether they're a rival or a best friend, that just elevates that respect?
Right. Well, there's so many distractions and so many easy ways and excuses that you can use in a game that, he really inspired not only his fans but, his teammates that, he was willing to put it all on the line and, do whatever it took. And sometimes that, that gives the people around you more appreciation for, that you're willing to do whatever it takes and not take the easy way out like you may see other people do.
What's something that Coach G preaches that you take to heart from these events?
It's kind of off of what, we as Wisconsin guys kind of do. It's playing together, just that sticking together and, focusing on, what you got in front of you, and when you got that confidence and relationship with the people around you, you got that belief that anything's possible. And as long as you focus on what you're doing together, it's, you're not alone.
Well, you're definitely not going to be alone on Saturday, and I'm excited to see you guys play, and I look forward to calling the game. So, hey, man, good luck to you.
All righty, much appreciated.
All right, it's that time. We got Jordan Endries. This is your first time at the official setup. Normally when we do these, you and I are talking on the phone. So how does it feel to actually be here with the setup and everything?
Awesome. I feel like I'm not echoing in my phone.
You do fine in the phone interviews, and I appreciate checking in, catching up. IFL, I did a little impromptu episode from my hotel room last night and talked about everything that was going on in Green Bay. They're in a solid spot right now. Probably have one of the tougher remaining schedules, but I know that you're with them in spirit and making sure that they get this final push. Yep. Are you surprised by that, or is that it's a long time coming?
Long time coming.
Yeah.
And we've had the talent, and it's good seeing it all come together.
Now, I bring that up because obviously you guys are here about opportunities, and you've had your stints with indoor and arena ball. You've always been kind of, I'll call it a staple here with AFE. So you see the potential there as far as what this event can do for you. And if for the guys that have done maybe one or two events, or this is their first one, like what's a word of advice to them for Saturday?
I mean, take it seriously. These guys love football. They love hitting hard. Don't be afraid to leave it all out there because you never know what can come from it. These guys have really good resources at the next level, and just take advantage of it.
One of the coaches, I forget who it was yesterday, as the team was getting broken down at the end of practice, he said, you don't know which play is going to be your last play, which I understand the whole living for the moment thing, but that is some dark stuff to think about. But I imagine as athletes, not the first time you've heard it, probably won't be the last, but what does that phrase mean to someone like you who, I mean, you're kind of nursing an injury yourself right now? Not to say that this will be the last time that we ever see you suit up or anything, but I imagine when that happens, it's something that I guess you maybe think a little bit more on.
I mean, obviously, knowing I most likely won't be able to play on Saturday, it means don't take the opportunity for granted. Like you said, you could be playing a perfect game, and somebody just messes up just a little bit. You ruin a knee, ruin a neck, ruin a spine, and that's it, man.
Yeah, because football, it's like driving cars. It's traffic, My dad used to always say, watch out for the other driver. Yep. He was never worried about me, being a good or a bad driver. He was like, watch out for the other one. And that's kind of how it is in football. And I feel like Coach G, the rest of the staff do their best out there on the field to ensure that you guys are doing things the right way to avoid injury. What is it about the staff and the players that get selected for this that makes it so special?
Personalities. There's so many different personalities. I mean, even granted, the Wisconsin guys, we have a lot in common, but even some of the stuff that we don't have in common, you don't see it very often. And just meeting guys from Texas or California, and we have that one bond in football. It's amazing.
And football, a very special bond, and we've been talking to the Wisconsin boys about the Wisconsin football life. And for you, what does it mean to be in such a large family from a place that it means so much?
I don't know. I don't know.
Indescribable?
Yeah, I can't describe it. I mean, it feels amazing to have a Wisconsin family here, and just to be able to socialize and get our partiness out in the world.
You told me first day here, of course, you said in the interview that you and I did before we even got to Virginia Beach that you weren't sure if you were going to play. I checked in with you when we got here, and you're just like, it's not looking good. Obviously, I'll give myself until game time to make that decision, but right now, I'm not getting my hopes held high. And I asked you, I said, so what does that mean? And you're like, it means that I help the next guy. Yeah. And we got Lil Whip out there, Little Miracle Whip, and he's been pretty good. I saw you working with him yesterday. So what does that mean to you now to
Everything.
take on that role?
Everything. I said even when I was down at IMG Academy, I wanted to be a coach. I got that opportunity to work with a kid that's 18 years old, got an incredible leg. If I can do everything I can to help him get to the next level, and hopefully that's college, I'll do it. So, I mean, it means the world to be able to help him out. Which
is good because, a lot of times, and I don't know if it's different in sports, but it seems like in life in general, there comes a point in time in your life where you're all about helping that next guy, but you're still playing, though. And so he is kind of replacing you for this week, but you're not taking it that way. What mindset do you have to have in order to appreciate and take on the role of helping out the next generation and not feel like you're being replaced?
I mean, you can't think that you're being replaced. My mindset is I want to make this kid better than me. And, I mean, one of the jobs I worked at, they say train your replacement. Or train the person that you want to take over a spot so you can move up. But the goal is to make them better than you. Because if you keep making the next person better and better and better, it's going to be an incredible talent pool.
Yeah, and I think that's big of you because it's not easy. I know that there's a lot of cutthroat environments out there where it's just like, I don't want to be too hands-on with this guy because then he's going to come out and take my job from me. But football and life
Aaron Rodgers
here,
and Brett Favre.
I knew that would hit close to home with you, being from Wisconsin, which I'll ask you, Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Brett Favre. I love Aaron Rodgers, but like they said, Brett played through some of the toughest conditions, and that's something I definitely respect.
It's funny to me because Aaron's from California, Brett's from Mississippi, and you have two guys that are part of the same organization, the same storied franchise, but yet they're different in a lot of ways. Brett seemed to be very much about family. Aaron's family has to go on StubHub to get tickets to games. They don't talk to each other. And to me, that's weird. And I'm sure he has his reasons, and there's that history, but could you ever imagine playing a game like this without the support of your family and friends?
I mean, I could see where he's coming from. I've definitely had that in the past where there's been issues, not just family and but family and friends. And, it's people like to take advantage of that. So I can see where Aaron's coming from, but at the same time, it is all about family. I mean, that's what this environment is. It's a family environment.
What does this family mean to you? American football events.
The world. I would have retired 3 years ago.
If it wasn't for these guys.
I messaged Coaches G as soon as the Blizzard offered me the contract and said thank you for bringing me aboard. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have got this opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good. I'm really enjoying myself here, and I'm really glad to be here. And I think that if we see you play, that's going to be awesome. But I know that you're going to do great things with Miracle Whip out there, and he's gonna lay it on.
I got to thank you for that nickname.
The whole team's going to thank me for that nickname, and he's not. He's going to be like, man, look what you started. It's okay, though. He can take it. He's a punter.
Yep.
Wow.
Kickers need love, too.
Wow.
If I give him a shot, I got to give you one, too. Well, man, Saturday you guys play against each other. You excited to see this all unfold? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You picked a side?
Well, I got drafted to the American team, so naturally I'm a little one-sided.
If you don't play, you might not technically have to have a dog in the fight anymore, so you could maybe, free agent that.
Yeah, that's true. And but I'll say, yeah, definitely towards the American side, it'd be cool to see Zachow get a couple hits on Mikey over there again for the 5th time.
Oh boy! Oh, this is setting up for another good one. All right, man. Well, hey, rest up, get right, and I really want to see you play again. So hopefully, Saturday you can maybe get out there for a few reps. But even still, I look forward to hopefully seeing you at more AFE events.
Yeah, hopefully see you too.
Thanks again.
Good seeing you. Take care.
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.